What's up, YouTube? I want to do another vlog here for you guys. I had decent reception on my last one. First of all, bear with me if my voice sounds even worse than it usually does. I'm kind of working a cold right now. I'm drinking a lot of tea, with a sore throat and stuff. The reason my voice often sounds pretty messed up, I'm sure you guys have noticed if you watch my videos, that I have huge tonsils and adenoids, which makes it really tough for me to breathe out of my nose. So I breathe out of my mouth a lot, and it causes me to sound really stuffed up and kind of sniffly most of the time, if not all the time. So that's why I sound that way. I'm glad it's not a deterrent for you guys to watching my videos. Honestly, I expected to get a lot of negative comments from people, like, oh, you mouth breather, this and that, but luckily I don't really get much of that. Very, very, very infrequently. I've had just a couple. I mean, for pretty much, I would have to say 99% of my comments are incredibly positive and amazing. So you guys are really, really nice. And I feel blessed to have such respectful and just really high quality viewers on my channel. You guys are really amazing, and all the feedback is really great. So that's why I sound messed up most of the time and why I sound worse today. But I wanted to make this video and show you guys about this pretty interesting thing that happened for me. Recently I've been getting a lot of subs in the last few days. Getting a ton of subs. One day I had like 15 when I woke up in the morning. I had a whole bunch of new subs. I was trying to track down the reason for this through Google Analytics and different ways. Had my wife kind of clicking around the internet, see if she could figure out what happened, but I couldn't really find out what was going on. None of my videos seemed to be boosted up in views, or no new shares or anything like that. And then today I was clicking around and I found on YouTube Marty thanking All Things Disc Golf for being included in this article right here. So I clicked on it to check it out. By the time I actually clicked on this article, I in no way thought I was going to be on it, and maybe this is going to solve the mystery of the increased subscriber base. But let's scroll down and check it out. So here we got must-watch disc golf YouTube channels on All Things Disc Golf. Alright, sweet. So pretty much I just started scrolling through. We'll get back to the top of it at the end, but I started scrolling through to check out who's on here. So Central Coast Disc Golf, they do a great job. I watched their videos. McFly So High, which is Marty, and he does just a great job. He's pretty much my favorite, top of the line. Just amazing coverage that he does out there. Big shout out to Marty, he's the man. You got Spin TV, they do a fantastic job as well. I like the way they kind of bring in pros for the different rounds to do commentary, and sometimes the pros were a part of that round to give us some insight, on the whole situation. I think that's cool. The disc golf guy, Terry Miller, he's always solid. He's been around forever. A lot of respect for him, growing the sport. There's Terry himself for Smashbox. And Disc Golf Monthly, who are one of my favorite channels. I've been watching them forever. A lot of respect, and again, big shout out to Cubby and crew for doing a great job on Disc Golf Monthly. I believe the guy does all the filming and producing. His name is Kevin McGorry. I'm sorry if I get that wrong, but he does a really great job filming. And they're more of like a Northeast kind of setup, but they do a really good job. I especially like the older videos with Matt LaCourte and Cubby. I thought they had a really good thing going on with each other. They're kind of funny, and they do a great job of breaking down the way the pros attack the sport, so I learned a lot from that. Jumpman's Productions, he does a good job. Watch his videos for sure. This channel right here is one I need to look at. Viridisc, I've never checked out this channel, so this is what I'm going to be clicking through. And LCGM8, who is pretty much the original, and as I also feel this way. The article right here says pretty much the European McFly So High, even though I believe LCGM8 predates Marty. It's basically the same kind of thing. No commentary, incredibly high quality footage, really, really great coverage that makes you feel like you're just part of the gallery, or you're almost, on the card almost. Really great coverage that LCGM8 does. I got to meet him at Worlds, and I learned a ton from watching his videos. And it's great to see him showcase the European side of disc golf, and the really high level of professionalism that they approach the game with is really fascinating, and their whole overall style over there. So that's really cool. And then we get on to this section. So we got reviews, disc golf vids. We got Mike C. He's awesome. Got a cannon for an arm. You know, he does a lot of endorsing for MVP. I think Mike might have been the first guy that I saw throwing MVP that made me want to get out and try out some of those discs, and definitely good things have happened since I started trying them, for sure. And then we get down here, and what do I find but me? Now, I never expected to be part of this list. Like I said, as I started scrolling down, there's no way. I was like, oh, let me see if I'm on here. I mean, kind of in the back of my head, I was like, yeah, it's possible, I guess, but I doubt it. And I wasn't thinking that maybe this is the reason why I was getting those extra subs. I kind of put that together after I discovered this, but here I am. It's pretty amazing. I was really, really happy to find that, and a very pleasant surprise. It's got some information here about how I used to be called Discraft and Innova back in the day. That's what I threw, was Discraft, half Innova, pretty much. Then I kind of shifted to Discraft only, so I changed the name. And then I realized that, you know what, there's a lot of great plastic out there, and if I'm going to do reviews, I can't just be, you know, on one or two brands. I got to check out everything, so I switched, you know, I'm glad I switched to Disc Golf Nerd. Try to make it more, you know, brand the channel a little bit, make it a little more obvious, you know, that my videos are part of a group, and also because I didn't want to represent any particular brand. So a nice write-up in here about how I have my own style, and, you know, how I've been around for a long time, and just really great. So I was really happy to find that. It mentions in here that I don't show my face or the discs flying, and I give a much more verbal explanation of the disc and what you can expect from it. I want to touch on that real quick while I have you guys here. And I get a lot of comments saying, you know, you should throw the disc. Why don't you throw the disc? And there's a bunch of reasons why. I hope to address those. Maybe it'll explain it to you guys. Okay, so main reason is my camera is not capable of filming discs very well. It doesn't really zoom so much when you're filming, and I've experimented with it, and the footage comes out really poor. I could potentially buy another camera, but the other aspect of it is that I find any camera I've used, if you don't zoom in on the disc as it flies farther away, it's pretty much not really that useful to watch. You know, it just doesn't really show much by the time the disc gets farther away. I've done a lot of testing with this, trying to get this worked out, and I've never come up with footage that I thought was worth the time and effort it would take to go in and edit all these videos and do inlaid footage and all that stuff. The other reason is my computer is terrible, and I can't really, I mean, it's really slow. It basically is like, you know, barely good for the internet, and that's about it. So I would have to do something to get better software to update the videos and splice them together and all that stuff, which I could do on this one. It would just take a long time. A couple of other main reasons why I don't do it. One of them is that we're all individuals. We all throw differently. I throw differently from every other person that's ever thrown a disc, and so do you. And also, my throwing's not terribly consistent. Sometimes I throw much farther than I do other days, and I'm always working on my throw as well. So it's not really an accurate representation. Is throw the disc, be like, that's how it flies. That's how it flies for me. You know what I mean? So you could take the same disc, hand it to 10 different players, have them throw it, and you could see considerably different flight characteristics from each one of those guys based on their arm speed and their snap and their overall form and approach to the game. So that's why I try to explain the disc more verbally and say, if you have a big arm, it should do this. If you have a slower arm speed, it should do this. For me, it does this. Trying to give you guys an overall feel that the disc is every disc is an individual as well, and also that every person is an individual. You have different, everybody has a different way of throwing, and it's not really that accurate to be like, hey, I threw it, this is how it flies. Because you could pick it up and throw it and find it to be much different. So that's a little thing I want to explain to you guys. Hopefully that makes sense to you. I still would like to maybe try to get that going on one of these days. Maybe I could find a higher level player to throw, and I could film him throwing or something like that. But I do think about it, but as of right now, it's not really a high priority. But I wanted to get back to the main reason I made this video. Just really, really honored to be included with so many of these great channels. And really means a lot to me. So then you got the rest of the channels real quick on here. You got Go Ham, Big John. I'm not sure where Big John's at. I guess he disappeared again, which is mentioned in here in the article. Hucking Aces, which I believe I've seen some of their videos. Then on to the pro videos. Will Shoestrick, Macbeth, They do good stuff. And then the different disc companies. Discmania does a great job with their tip series that they put together with Avery and UC. Dynamic Discs, another shout out here to Bobby from Dynamic Disc, Cool Daddy Slick Breeze. He does a great job with all the content that they put out as well. Latitude 64 is in there. You got Discraft, and Discraft clinics, when I was first starting out, were really, really helpful to me. It helped me learn a lot. And I kind of wish they'd go back and update some of them. They're really old and kind of poor quality at this point, and I think they could do really, could really help the sport by going back and redoing some of those with some newer players and better quality, but still relevant information in there if you guys were looking for some tips. So, kind of a funny story I also wanted to include in this before this video goes really long, but I saw this. I thought it was amazing. I was really happy about it. I didn't really read it. Like I said, I kind of just scrolled through and looked at the different channels. And then I was about to post the thing that I made a blog just like the one you're watching now, or a vlog just like the one you're watching now, and I was about to post it, and I was looking through this, and I realized that in the one I filmed, I was like, I don't know, maybe it's weird. I don't know why DG Weekly wasn't involved in this, because, I really like his channel. He does great stuff, and as I'm starting to read back through this while I'm waiting for the video to load from my camera, I realized that DG Weekly wrote this article. Here he is right here. It's Anthony right here. So I thought that was kind of funny. I almost made myself look really stupid and posted it on there without even reading the damn article, and just talk, because I was so happy I was part of it that I didn't even really read the introductions. Like I said, I kind of just scrolled down to see who was on here. So, yeah, shout out to DG Weekly. Thanks very much for including me in the article. I still think he should have, it was classy of him not to just stick his channel in there under the reviewer section. He mentions that if he was going to put himself on the list, that's where he would be. But I still kind of think he could have done that, because he does a great job, and he's just trying to help people out there learn about discs and do his thing. So shout out to DG Weekly and all things disc golf. Really happy to be included in this. Sorry I used the word shout out like 100 times in this video. Thanks so much for all of the support from all my subscribers out there. If you are a new subscriber that found me through All Things Disc Golf, that's awesome. I really appreciate you coming by and checking out the channel, clicking subscribe. That's really cool. Look out for my 2,000 subscribers giveaway contest, which will be coming up very soon. And thanks a lot for watching, guys. Cheers.